just completed, again, the layout for Trisha's classroom. This is going to be for 25 students, 25 kindergarten students. And she says that right now we're at 15 enrollment, but they crawl up to 25. So that's what we prepared for. So I'm going to have Debbie do the overview of what we laid out here. And then again, the classroom still needs to be completely done with the added details and materials. So Debbie, take it away.
Well, over here we have, right by the door, we have a tinkering spot or a take apart area that has some shelving here, some space where the things that could be used. On top of here we may have tools. Always safety is such a big concern in this area, that we'll have goggles and maybe some signs that give children the guidelines for working in this area, ways to sort the kind of materials they take apart. A really nice thing about this area is later on, after they've taken many things apart, they can actually put some things together using what they've saved and sorted from the different areas. Probably the children will be standing up doing that kind of work, and maybe some pegboard or something up here as a way to hang tools, things like that as well. From there we move into the science area, and we have a table for children to take things. This is going to be the science shelf. One of the things that we were just talking about is having different kinds of things to do in the science area. So we saw she had a book on shadows, and she's going to add a flashlight to this so the children can create shadows and have some ways to do this. So that'll be one of the many different kinds of science things. Collections are good here, rocks, things from nature, science journals, as well as materials for writing books about science, kinds of themes that they're looking at that time as well. Magnifying glasses, many different other science tools here. From there we're moving into the block area, and in the block area she has some shelving. For the blocks we've got a low table. They're thinking about making a dollhouse out of cardboard and having children help contribute to that. So there may be different types of empty boxes that they can add, Kleenex boxes, milk cartons, all different kinds of things that the children are constantly changing and building it for. It'd be very fun to have them also think about making doll furniture. They're going to add the people where they take the pictures of the children, as well as the teacher and anyone else who's significant in this room, and run those off and laminate them and put them on the binder clips so that they can be in the dollhouse or in the buildings that they build there as well. There's also a little bit of a nook in there, and we're talking about putting a small little area rug. This might be a place they could maybe do some magnetic things, maybe even make a marble run with magnets on the pieces as well, where they can do some work there. But different kinds of activities in that area will be very fun to have. Over here, we're in the house area, excuse me, the socio-dramatic area, and just have the beginning of some materials for this sweet little tea set that she's put on this area. This area also can be used as a little office space where there would be telephone and notepads and things like that for the children to use for their office. And as well as she has the kitchen and sink already made there as well. Baby dolls will be added and different kinds of things like that into this area. We very purposely put the dramatic play area next to the block area so that there can be crossover in materials and what happens in both of those areas. One example of that is the dollhouse making that, which is very closely related to the socio-dramatic play that will be happening in this area. Next to that, we're moving into a big span of the literacy area. This is going to be our reading nook, and there's several different places for reading in this small wading pool. She's going to add pillows around here and something else, maybe a little rug or something, so it's a comfy place to sit and read some books. There's going to be another little nook across here with maybe a body pillow for children to sit on and make a nice size for this. Possibly using the bumpers of a crib to give a soft place for their backs as well. And just a nice little bookshelf here. Also, there's going to be materials here for retelling of stories. This is magnetic, One idea is to just put little magnets on the back of pictures of things from books that they're familiar with that they can then use for that. It looks like there's some songs and chants that they're be able to retell there as well. This is a large group area. This rug was so big that we were able to use part of it for another area as well. But there's plenty of room for the group to be sitting all together, looking at each other, sitting in a circle, as well as coming together when it's time to listen to a story. She's going to convert her calendar that she has up here to what we call the authentic calendar, where children will be actually making the pictures for what significant things happened during that day, as well as dictating or writing themselves words that go along with that. Also, underneath this whiteboard here would be a good place for the schedule of the day with photographs of the children actually engaged during those times. So within about the first 2 weeks of school, we can get a schedule that they see themselves engaged in the activities throughout the day that are happening there. Continuing with the literacy area, this is a table for writing and publishing. There will be publishing materials across here, so hole punches, staplers, rings, things like that, as well as writing materials. And it's alternative seating. We purposely put this low. Someone said, oh, that's just the right height for them if they are kneeling. Some children like to sit on little pillows, but it gives a different kind of choice of how they'd like to work. And then next to that is a two-person place, also for writing. It could be used as a place for making cards, we wish you well cards, or writing letters, things like that, communicating, using writing to communicate. And then we have, that is moving into the art area, which is here, and she's got these great cubbies, and lots of art materials are going to go in there so the children have easy access to those things. It's actually so convenient that it's right by the sink, so if there is a spill or anything like that, children know how to take care of those things themselves with sponges, things like that there. Also, if she's able to find an easel, we have a spot where an easel can go so that children can be engaged in that kind of activity where they're actually standing up and moving their arms in big motions as they're making their masterpieces. If she's not able to do that, there are ways of building out of cardboard, just making tabletop easels, which work as well and might be an alternative until then.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. I'm going to give you another little span here again. This is Tricia's classroom for Littleton School District, kindergarten up to 25. The girls back there who are moving the backpack rack over there by the block area. But obviously this is just the foundation, just a template of the classroom, and she's going to continue to finish up completing the room and adding the additional materials and details. Okay.